Episode 3 of Daredevil Born Again raises a lot of questions from where is the show going to go, as well as some questions regarding the development of the show. From favorite characters to some shocking twists. Let's break down episode 3 of Born Again. Starting off with what went right with this episode, and I'm shocked that Edward and I did not talk about it in our first review. Hector. Hector, the White Tiger, and sadly, rest in peace to the actor as he did pass away at the end of 2023 due to cancer. But he is fantastic in this role. As White Tiger, he's amazing and to me is by far the best character in this show. I buy all the emotions he's portraying, like his guilt of just that he killed a man, is his feelings if he's going to go to jail. He absolutely sold me and he did such an amazing job in this role. It's a shame that he passed away because this actor is so immensely talented. And along the same vein, I did enjoy the courtroom scene. I do what absolutely believe that this show, they just added a scene at the start, scene at the end. Everything else is going to be pretty much the similar before the rewrite. But I'm digging this episode. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked the courtroom drama because there was a lot of suspense and a lot of tension as there were a lot of twists I wasn't expecting, and they really did a good job making you feel that tension and the betrayal and all the emotions that go on in the courtroom. The extra pauses they added to the scene just to help build up drama and making you sit at the edge of your seat, they did a great job with. And surprisingly, I didn't think I was going to enjoy the courtroom scenes as much. I liked them from the original series, but there were like 10, 20 minutes tops. Having a whole episode about it here, I like it. I hope it's not the entire series, but for this episode by itself, solid job.
Yeah, fuck cancer, man.
Absolutely.
Griff told me that the actor passed away, and I remember what I was doing when he told me that. I was getting ready to have lunch. My mother was diagnosed with cancer last year, so it hit kind of close to home. God willing, everything's headed in the right direction with her. But I just remember how excited we were because we both know who White Tiger is and stuff like that. And I remember when I got the text and he was like, "Dude, the guy that plays White Tiger just passed away." I was like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
that blows." And I've never seen this actor in anything before, but I absolutely 100% buy that he's Hector Ayala. I buy that he feels this guilt, even though it was an accident and he was trying to do a good thing. And I I dig the interactions between him and his attorney, Matthew Murdock, and Kristen. The dynamic between his family, like his wife, like not being okay with him being a vigilante. I dug that. I'm not a fan of these like Law and Order shows or like Suits or all this other stuff. I've never been a fan of them, just because half of them are like just okay at best. But I remember, and I told Griffin, like the showrunner was like, "Yeah, so like I love the original Netflix show, but it just had like too much dialogue, too much exposition, and we're gonna have a lot less of that here." Thus far, I'm not getting that vibe. I'm getting the complete
I think the
opposite vibe
only
from
way
that.
they got away with that is they shaved off run times from the episodes, and that's the only way they got away with it.
But I like it. It was done very tasteful. The prosecution, the defense, the judge, the way the court is filmed, the
It's much
close
better than
up
the
on the
She-Hulk one.
faces, the express, yeah, 1000%. I'm digging it, man. And I was telling Griffin, I was like, man, you know what? I know he's the hero and usually comes out on top because he's a very good lawyer. But there were moments in here where I didn't know that he was gonna walk away with the win. I mean, there were serious moments. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen the episode, please go watch it. Where Matt's got everything lined up. He's got his, key witness, and man, I can't tell you that one hit me right in the balls when the dude is like, "Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man." I wasn't there that night, and Matt just in that moment, as good as he is, even with his assistant attorney, yeah, the assistant counselor, he doesn't know what the hell to do. I mean, and then they go to that scene where they're in their law firm, and they're sitting there with his PI, and they're none of them know what the hell to do. And I just that expression he does where he's like, "Fuck." It's exactly what an attorney would do in that situation because when you have your ducks lined up in a row like that, and then all of a sudden something of that magnitude goes south, you really are like shit, man. That just blows. I didn't think he was gonna be able to come back from that. The way he comes back from that is actually very smart. And even the DA's like, dude, what do you do? Like now you're screwed. You're like, which is perfect because I know I seem like I'm fucking psychoanalyzing this, but the fact that he was able to pull that move and completely catch the prosecution off guard, that that I
Yeah,
didn't
because
think
he
I was gonna
fucked over
see.
the judge.
Yeah, but that is not something I thought I was gonna be able to see in a Daredevil show or a superhero show. I thought that was good. I don't like Matthew Murdock by himself. I like him with either Foggy. I'm liking the dynamic that he does have with Kristen because Kristen's like very like she wants to get into his personal life. She also wants to, be as good of a lawyer, if not better than him. She gives him good advice. They work well together. Cherry, well, I guess I'll get into the bad shit now. It kind of went over my head last recording that we did for episode 1 and 2. Griffin mentioned that he missed a certain character. He didn't understand why this character wasn't there when he was so integral to Foggy and to Matt's life. Where the hell is Sart? No, now Detective Mahoney.
Fuck Cherry.
I think well, not fuck Cherry,
It's not his
but
fault.
because yeah, it's what every time I see Cherry on screen, I'm like, where's Mahoney? Like, why is he for everything that Griffin said, he has history. Dude, Foggy knew his mom. He used to take her cigars. So the fact that like it would have made sense, and I hope that maybe in season 2 or maybe later on in this season we get flashback scenes of Foggy's funeral. Because honestly, what the fuck? I would have felt it more here had we seen like Matt and Karen at the funeral, and also if Karen didn't go to that fucking funeral, seriously, fuck her. Because like I don't care how bad you're hurting, they've been through some shit. You need to be at that funeral. So every time I see Cherry and he's like this private detective, like retired police officer, I'm like that should be. I'm not saying Mahoney should retire, but I'm just saying like where is Mahoney? And we almost have confirmation that he does show up either in this season or in season 2.
We do have confirmation about that. He was
But
supposed to show up in this show.
his presence is just it's missed. There's no like what did he do? Move out of New York? Did he pull a Karen? Like where the hell he's after the Punisher case he was up to detective. So it's like what the hell's going on with that? Another thing I don't like is BB. The BB report. I just don't even like the way that shit's done. Like it completely takes me out of I feel like I'm almost now watching something else.
Yeah.
Like a commercial or something. Like
Feels like
I'm
a New
I'm
York
watching
documentary.
it's lame as hell. And also the format of the show completely changes when we go to the BB report. It's fucking lame. It's the way we switch from like scene to anything BB. I know there was a scene where like she was brought in to see Fisk again. I didn't think that scene made much sense because she kind of annoyed him the last time they were together. And as his PR, I think it's his PR. She's like, "Sir, we have the New York Times. Like, why the fuck would you go to the? You know what I mean? Like that. That's all I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
fucking. Also, where the fuck's the bulletin? Yeah.
There's
So
so many
let's.
things that are missing.
Yeah.
I agree with everything Edward said. I don't want to repeat too much what he said. I will add, I know that there's going to be character development. This is not the final version of the character we're going to get. Same thing like with BB, we know she's going to have something to do with the plot, but I still am not a fan of Wilson Fisk here. I know that a lot's happened since Daredevil season 3, but between I just where he's at right now, I'm just not a huge fan of it. Given once his arc's over, I may go back and say, yeah, they did a good job with it, but in the middle of it, without knowing how it's going to end, I'm just not a fan of it. He just seems very timid, and I get that like in the open, he should be 100% White Nightmare, but when it's just him and Vanessa, it's just it. I I don't like it. And
See,
I
I'm not getting that vibe. Well, I think he's trying his absolute
he's trying
hardest
so hard, but
to not,
it's
even when he's eating, the way he's, cutting his, what is it, a fucking
he has an omelet.
an omelet. Um, when he's speaking to Vanessa, and you can see that she's getting annoyed, and he's noticing that she's getting annoyed. Also, by
He's
the
trying to
way,
be like very reserved about like the whole Adam situation and like the
he's trying to
whole
not to
blow
smack
up.
her in the fucking mouth. Is what he's
Yeah, but
trying. I
it's
okay, so I don't know if I should maybe not say this, but I'll save it for just a bit later. But I will say this: Adam's dead. He just doesn't know it yet.
oh,
There's no way
100
Fisk
fucking
isn't
percent.
gonna kill the dude that banged his wife while he was away. There's no way. There's no way that dude walks away from that. Um, I think he's gonna die horrible, a horrible, horrible death. Also, I was bringing this up to Griff before we started. Where do you guys think certain characters are going to end up? What do you think certain characters are going to end up doing? I'm fully convinced that at some point, maybe before the last episode, Kingpin's going to murder at least 3 or 4 people.
Oh, for
And here's
sure.
my theory. I think I think he's going to pull an Anakin. I think he's going to kill Vanessa.
I definitely see it. I think
I think he's going to
everyone,
lose his mind. Like, she's going to piss him off or something's going to happen where he's going to lose it. Of course, after he kills her, he's going to be like Anakin, like, oh shit, I just lost the love of my life. But he's going to
yeah.
snap that neck.
I mean, season two set pictures started to come out. So besides those characters, I won't name them just in case you haven't seen them. Besides like Matt and Kingpin, I think everyone's fucking expendable. Anyone can bite the dust. I mean, that's kind of the reason we're getting so many new characters in season two. They left out Foggy and Karen for a reason. Everyone's fucking expendable. I I wouldn't be surprised if they have almost a new cast going into second season. Or just bring back everyone else that they're now starting to confirm. They're just cleaning house. Kingpin's gonna kill everyone. And one thing that happened at the end, and I want your guys' thoughts on it, is at the end we got a huge tease. So my question is, we know filming it was John Barenthal, but was that the Punisher or not in the very last scene of this episode? Please let us know your thoughts about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know your thoughts on Daredevil Born Again episode 3. And if you enjoyed this episode, you haven't seen our previous review for episode 1 and 2, please go check that out right up here. And thank you guys so much for watching.
Take care, guys.